For an in-depth look at the potential fiscal cliff fallout, I spoke with Samuel Mok, the former Chief Financial Officer for the United States Labor Department, and I asked him whether or not the White House and Congress were any closer to reaching an agreement.
I don't think we're going to have a deal in the next day or two. If there is, I'll be very surprised, but I think we're going to have a deal, maybe a small deal.
Let's get to the facts. Obama has countered with tax hikes for those making possibly over $400,000. The GOP, the Republicans, have countered back with $1 million. That's a pretty big gap. What's the real number?
I think probably closer to 400. You know, I don't know that for a fact, but I think the Republican Party eventually will remember that we lost the election, they won. So therefore, eventually, I think Obama has an upper hand, if you will, and he made some concession. But so happy holiday to everybody.
You mentioned that you're hopeful that there will be a deal, but likely possibly after January 1st. But that puts us in a very tricky situation. You have the debt ceiling, you have the fiscal cliff. What exactly happens, and what does it mean for the average person on January 1st?
I think there will be some tax hike, regardless whether there's going to be, you know, what kind of deal we're going to have. I think what will happen is we will have a slip off the cliff a little bit, and then, you know, we're going to climb back out. The market cannot sustain a prolonged period of no deal.
So you're saying, imagine a person jumping off the cliff, and then here comes Congress. They come save you after you have jumped off the cliff and to bring you back up again.
Well, you slip off the cliff if you think of this little tree that we're standing on, so we're not really off the cliff. I think what will happen is the falling off the cliff a little bit helps the Republican Party, especially those who are very conservative, to tell the constituents that, look, I tried, and we have to let the tax go up. I think eventually the tax will go up.
Our audience obviously is global, right. China, America, Europe. What does this mean for businesses, of whether you're a small company, business owner, or a large multinational firm? This uncertainty has been very much the top headline for the past month. This has got to have an adverse effect on how business leaders plan their business strategy for 2013.
Terrible, and then worse for Internal Revenue Service, because they got to update the tax table. So if the Congress and the administration do not come to agreement soon, many Americans will not be able to file a tax return in time, because what happened is the tax table and a computer has to be reprogrammed. And I don't think people realize how, you know, how complicated it is.
All right.
And for business, it's not good either.